This episode of Super Legit brought to you by Tiny Ass Toilets, Discount Brain Surgery, and Axe Body Spray. In the off chance you would want any of those things, welcome back to another episode of the Super Legit podcast. Yeah, I got a question for the audience here real quick. Do you feel welcomed to this show? Does it come across as genuine when I welcome you back every time? Or when you hear that, are you just cringing on the inside going,
Cringe.
This is just insincere? I didn't ask you, Josh. You're not our audience. You cringe at everything I say.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. So it's on autopilot for you to assume the worst.
This is true.
Which is fair. You know me. You know me well enough that those assumptions are not unreasonable. We've got another special show in that we have a very tight focus again. We've got of course we have Josh Spence, because how do we not have Josh Spence?
Howdy.
Right?
Bow, bow, bow.
And then we've also got Chris Sanders with us back.
Hi.
Howdy, Chris.
Hey.
We missed you.
Aw, I missed you too.
Aw, thank you. You weren't required to say that either, but you said it anyway, and that makes me feel special.
Chris Sanders volunteered himself as, and he is, the cool friend of the group. Like, I can't give him any shit about him saying that, because he's 100% right. He's one of the coolest people I know.
Yep, this is very true, and that's why we keep him around. Purely that. If you stop being cool, Chris Sanders, it's Dunsville. Is Dunsville cool? Is that a cool thing to say?
It's not. I can tell you that.
I feel I've only recently come into coolness.
Really?
But also cool is just like beauty, right? It's in the eye of the loser.
Much like beauty, yes.
I just snorted a little, so that's not cool.
So you got to be around. What I'm saying is, you got to be around the right losers, so that whatever you got going on is what they think is fucking cool.
It's all relative. Yeah, it's funny. I just also not funny at the same time. Just watched Roadrunner, the Anthony Bourdain documentary. This morning I saw that.
Oh yeah, how is that?
It's gorgeous. It's of course deeply sad, but it's
good.
Beautiful. Yeah, it's very well done, and I think it's a very, at least I can say this having never known the man personally, it seems like a very honest portrayal, because it's warts and all are there. Obviously, he's an incredibly romantic person and an incredibly broken person at the same time, and he's always been very honest about that. So the movie seems to hit that well.
Did you see that one episode where he went back to his hometown on
Parts Unknown? Was
from
that or one of the others? Probably not. I haven't seen all of it at this point. Watched it through.
That one, he's just a raw nerve. He goes back to Massachusetts, like his first restaurant that he was like a prep chef in. Yeah, like, and he got so deep. Like, this is where I used to load up. This is where I would slept in the ditch. This ditch right here. Like, he just that willingness to expose yourself.
Yeah,
phrasing. But
it's that vulnerability, the incredibly honest vulnerability. I mean, it's something we go for here too. But he talked in that movie in one of his clips about how he, the portrayal of coolness, and how he can't be cool because cool people don't care, and he cares far too much. And that's an interesting angle. I think there's always a different angle someone can have on what makes someone cool. Because I think a lot of people would see him as that. I think it's wild how we pick our heroes in various ways, and he's a person who in so many peculiar ways was a hero to a lot of people.
Yeah,
who shouldn't be. I mean, smoking nonstop. Of course, I could say the drug problem. Of course, I feel like the hero aspect of that is pulling himself out of the drug problem as well as he did. But just in so many ways, so many things that people could look at and go, yeah, this guy was incredibly fucked up. That's not a hero. And yet, I don't know. He feels like almost the hero type certainly the kind of passion and love and the life he led. Yeah, it definitely made me wonder what for a lot of people is kind of the thing they would have liked to have achieved in their lives before they go, because that's a man who certainly did a hell of a lot. And it's weird to aspire to something like that while also looking at it and going, but I definitely don't want to be you.
Yeah.
Josh, I think you had something for us this week you wanted to throw out there.
Yeah.
To this large group of people before you.
Super deep on that thing, which, by the way, we could just talk about
us super
heroes
deep.
And no, let's talk about us, because that's what the short team episodes are about. Question for each of you. When did you know that we were friends? There's always that question, or not question, but you always know that moment when you become like somebody's significant other.
Yeah.
We're not significant others in that regard, but like,
yeah.
When was the moment we became each other's friends?
Gosh.
Right? There's going to be a lot of dead air you got to edit, Jen.
Yeah. It's another ship of Theseus kind of thing, where it's like that slow crawl into friendship. But like, you and I, we've discussed before, we would go back, like 5 or 6 years at this point, 6 years.
Eons,
yeah. And we started as teammates. You invited me onto a team, and I joined you. And at that point, we were, strangers on a team together. I feel like, it had to be just all the time we spent not doing teamwork, not rehearsing, just sitting around after or beforehand and talking about things that weren't improv. And whether it was politics or opening up about our personal lives or everything else, I think the more it came to knowing all the stuff, and I think it's definitely that moment where you can make fun of each other successfully and nobody believes it. Nobody takes it as actually being put down. I think that's the moment you can kind of recognize, this is not just some sort of colleagues or team members, but there's actual trust and friendship here.
I dig it.
I think most of my friends, real quick, trying to think back to every friendship I've made throughout my life, but a real quick scan, I'm not finding any anomalies. I think every friend I've ever had, I knew we were friends pretty much the moment we met. Just the right vibe.
Nice.
Which is ridiculous, coming from someone like me who's...
It's not,
like,
no.
an atheist and all about, believe in
like
science
fate
and stuff.
Or something, but
right, but an idea like a vibe or fate just feels whatever, but that's absolutely what it is. It just, some people just have the right feeling and you're fast friends. Yeah.
I think that's especially common among people who skew toward comedy, because there's that instant effort to, or not even effort, but like that instant thing where you're just playful with people. And if they are playful in the same way, or they react in the same way, they recognize immediately what you were going for and the reference you were going for and the tone you were going for, and they're there with you on it, it's already automatically this thing that puts you at ease with them.
Yeah, I think you saying that is making me realize that doing that quick scan again, most of those moments that are popping up were that, like, one of me or the other person or other people were being sarcastic and making fun of whatever current situation we were in. And just doing bits, right? And then just other person just jumps in without missing a beat, and it's just like, that's the connection.
That's good, and that very much is that kind of thing where it's like, oh, I already know you, and you already know me. It's just, we're cut of the same cloth, so to speak.
Which is to say, every time I've made a friend, I stood around purposely trying to be as cool as possible.
Yeah. I feel that.
By being ironic and making fun of stuff.
Jet and I can both take notes.
There's just a being ironic and sarcastic, making fun of whatever situation you're in, regardless of how good the situation actually is.
Yeah, no, I feel that from experience, because I think there's been there definitely a lot of situations where I just kind of automatically go to it's not like I'm trying to necessarily specifically impress people or be cool, but it is definitely that thing where it's like, here's the stuff I can do. I know I can be playful, and I know I can make people laugh. So I'm going to go for that, and hopefully people will like me.
Super. Yeah, Fred, just have a quick seat in my office. I know we've been putting off this meeting for a while now. Let's just I'm running through meetings today, so just have a seat, and we'll get this settled and taken care of.
No problem, Jake. Really looking forward to tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm too. It's the big company picnic, and we're competitions and picnics, and it's going to be fun. Which
three-legged race partners.
That's what I'm talking about. So
wait, did you was that what you were talking about?
I was. It's
because you didn't say any. You
about.
Didn't like. I had to be the one to initiate the reminder of how great tomorrow is going.
Sure,
to be.
I think that's one of your best like personality traits, right? It's just like you're just so excited about things, and like people call me the Wikipedia of information. You're like the calendar of dates. Like you just remember things all the time.
Cut Starbucks. Hey, Wikipedia of information. How's it going?
Hey, buddy. What's going on, man? Ask me anything. What's up?
What are you going to have for today?
Well,
you meant about stuff not related to my job here serving you at Starbucks.
No. I was actually going to have a venti, which actually means 20 ounces, which is kind of odd because the ounces were not invented in Rome. It's actually a Germanic measurement of a space. Go figure, right?
I work at Starbucks, so that's like the stuff they tell us on day one.
Okay, cool. I mean,
gotta dig deeper than that.
Cut to Starbucks. Welcome to Starbucks. You're going to be selling coffee, cleaning up bathrooms, policing people about wearing masks.
Excuse me, sir.
Helping people be screened.
Mr. HR?
Please save your questions. Look at the projector.
Okay.
Save your questions till the end.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah.
You made him lose his train of thought.
I mean, we're getting paid for the day.
You're going to get us fired on day one.
We get paid for the day anyways. Relax, okay? You're being a bad friend right now.
Okay. Are you quite finished?
I never actually started. I just want that on the record. I was chastising my friend, but I'm not a part of this. I can be quiet.
While my friend likes to play the bad cop, I'm still going to be good cop here, and just say, I still have a question I wanted to ask, but if I need to defer until after the projection presentation, I'm more than willing to. But just let you know.
I think you have a very confused interpretation of how bad cop and good cop work. I just want to point that out. I don't think that. Anyway, I'm sorry.
It just means
Again,
that I'm nice
and you're mean,
right? That's good. Sir, I have a second question.
What?
Good cop, bad cop. That means good cop is nice, and bad cop, he's being a jerk, right? That's what good cop, bad cop means?
Well, I mean, it's oversimplifying it, I think, to say that bad cop is just being a jerk. They're being a jerk with intention, right? It's
Thank you.
To extract information to get to the
and also,
bottom of the case.
I don't think I was being a jerk. Was I being a jerk, Mr. Cisneros? Was I being a jerk? Because I feel like I was trying to demonstrate to you that I was on your side, that you need to be able to speak and train us properly without being interrupted.
Oh shit, that is a good cop thing to do.
Right?
I was just about to agree. That's exactly what I was about to say. It sounds like the student has become the teacher.
We got 3 good cops here. I like this. Now about my first question, do you still want me to wait until the presentation after, or... Okay, I'll ask. When do we get to the historical portion of Starbucks?
Oh, that's...
I had the same question, but I was afraid to interrupt to ask.
2 good cops are asking about the historical history. That's a
Day
phrase.
37.
Can we move it up, maybe?
Oh no, we're Starbucks. We're successful for a reason.
Is it the fact
reasons,
that you're on every single corner?
Okay. Yeah, sure, that too. We're an oligopoly.
Can you teach us about that word?
About oligopoly?
Yes, please. Thank you.
Yes, I'll teach you all about oligopoly.
I would like to know about oligopoly.
It'll just take a moment.
Cut back. So, Fred, I'm glad we're catching up before the big picnic. It is time for said review. Going over the past year, and I know that you've been applying for the position of friend.
Mm-hmm.
How do I say this? It's you're fantastic at what you do, Fred. First of all, I want to say that you're great in team meetings. You increase morale. You're usually the first one to back me up, and no matter what I say, even when I give you guys mandatory overtime.
You're totally right about that. I'd work any day for you, bro.
Thanks, man, and I appreciate that. But for the sake of this meeting, if you just want to politely address me as sir, we can do that as well. Fred,
what?
Just if you wanted to just politely address me as sir, just because we're in the professional confines of a worker evaluation.
Bitch, our legs have shared a burlap sack.
Yeah, they have. You're right.
I'm gonna need a reason.
I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding.
I'm gonna need a reason not to turn around and walk out your office door right now.
I was trying to be like ironic and sarcastic, like you wouldn't get the job, because that's what friends do. They mess with each other. Of course, you got the position of friend.
This is utter bullshit, man. You're trying to play bad cop.
No,
this from the guy who didn't like movies like 48 Hours and Another 48 Hours and
they were mean to
Beverly
Eddie Murphy
Hills
the whole
Cop.
time.
Not just because they're Eddie Murphy movies, but because every one of them they play the good cop, bad cop card, and you just can't stand the bad cop.
I can't.
How would a subordinate coworker know these things? Shit. You changed, Jake.
I didn't change. See, now if I changed, I would have been the bad cop. See, I don't change. That doesn't sound good.
Hey, Fred. I just wanted to give you real quick. I got you those best friend mugs that you had me custom make for you. Here you go.
I'm sorry. Best what?
Did they say best friends on them?
Oh,
yeah. Fred asked me to make a pair of those for him. He wanted to give them to somebody truly special. He said, somebody who really who was just with him through thick and thin, is what he said.
No, I got it. No, we're good.
All of that's on here.
We're in the middle of the meeting, so if you can just shut the door.
No, these are really big mugs. I could use your very thick arms to help lift these mugs out of the boxes they came in. There's a lot on them. It's the thing.
I mean, whose thick arms are you talking about? Because
it's basically a toilet worth of ceramic for each mug.
Okay, you're a lot to talk. You and Roger over there. You two are best friends. You guys are sharing best friends mugs. That's what's going down.
This wasn't for me.
And you're gonna give me. Wait a second. You're saying that I was the bad cop this whole time, and I'm trying to be professional and saying that maybe you don't get the friend promotion this year, and then all of a sudden Roger comes in with 2 mason jar size best friend mugs, and I'm supposed to be okay with that after you said I couldn't be bad cop?
First of all,
what did you want to say?
What kind of tiny ass toilets do you use? And secondly, those mugs were not for Roger.
No.
Why would Roger have brought them to me so I could open them to then deliver them to the person that they're for? Huh? Why would I ask you for the gift of your enormous, incredible arms to lift up these comically huge mugs out of the boxes that they came in? I don't.
No, that
running out of reasons to stay here.
That makes sense. I think I'm just gonna debunk myself.
Okay.
You become bad cop. I'll be good cop.
Is there a neutral cop for me?
Oh, fuck you, Roger.
Not
Why
now,
were you even here? You had nothing.
Yeah, fuck you, Roger. Get out of here.
Hey, there he is.
God, you believe that guy, Fred?
Reunited over your shared hatred of Roger.
Always. I think I'm in the same boat as far as what we're talking about. I think you automatically catch a vibe from somebody. I remember Jet. It's funny. Like the first time I met you, we did a scene together. Like that was definitely the vibe, and the fact that like we kept the scene going, and I didn't like, especially when I was an improviser. Then I was so in my head. Like if you guys think I'm in my head now, oh my gosh, back then it was even worse. So the fact that I didn't feel that I was in my head at all with you doing this, like it was such a natural scene. And I think that moment I just went, oh, okay, this guy's cool. And then I think the I'll jump to that later. And then for Sanders, what happened was Jen had mentioned you a bunch of times before I even met you. You got to meet this guy, Chris. You got to meet this guy, Sanders. He's so cool. He's so nice. He's funny. He can play. Like I honestly,
I think you put a few of those words in my mouth, but it's fine. It's all true.
Okay. What I'm trying to say is all of the nice things he said about you. I was like, you're putting someone over. Like this isn't true.
Yeah, you were pretty dismissive of my praise. Yeah,
dismissive. I don't know why.
Because I'll put context out there too. No, I know exactly why.
Oh, tell me.
Josh is the guy who finds talent. Josh is the talent finder on every team, every production, every produced night, every show lineup. Josh is the guy who finds all of this hidden gold talent and comes to us and goes, oh my God, you got to check out this new person I found. And he's right. Like the guy, he consistently finds people who are just incredibly talented. And we're like, oh, this is amazing. So like for someone else to come in and say, no, I found this guy, you're going to love him. He's going to be great. He's going to be in all of our stuff. And Josh is like, sure, Jet. That's my job.
Okay.
That's my job.
So, yeah, right, 100%. So by the time we needed somebody to fill in, and I first met Chris, I seriously thought, and like Chris is just a nice guy. Hey, how's it going? Shook my hand. I thought, oh, he's way too good looking for him to know Jet. Because Jet and I are so uncool. I was like, who's this fucking model? Like, he can't. No, he's not friends with Jet. And then I hate to say it, my first thought was, oh, he's good looking, but he can't improv. Like, what the fuck does that mean, Josh? Right? And then, of course, like you played, and like you're so funny, and just killed it. But the moment that I think I reached like a different level with both of you guys was again on stage. I think I'd come to like admire and like respect your talent, and like I always thought you were just a cool person. You were super laid back and nice. But I remember we just did like an improvised movie together, like really early on because we needed someone. And the fact that you were just like, fuck it, I'll do it. And you jumped in, and like, we both had like you said earlier, like this manic energy, just sharing the same crazy vibe. I was like, this guy gets it. Like, this guy gets me.
I was trying to remember which one
hung out
of those. There was one that sticks out in my mind that was just so fun, and it involved like Wickerman of some sort. Mm-hmm. And
it was a cop movie.
Yeah, we had made you the like grizzled detective. Yes. Oh man, it was so fun. Yes. It was because I remember breaking at one point because I was giving a direction to you or about what is happening to you in the scene or something, and I like broke just laughing, describing it.
Sure, dude, I'm so glad you said that because it was that exact moment. Because like the improvised movie, sorry listeners, get nerdy for a second, more nerdy. The improvised movie means so fucking much to me. So like the fact that you and I were sharing that thing that was so close and so funny, I was like, this guy, fucking love this guy. He's in. It's great.
No, but I mean that's a thing, absolutely. Not to make this one of those shows that talks about improv again, but
shout out Sam Miller.
No, actually, they have. Yeah, they honestly, the Comedy Fix, is that the name of that show?
It's a great podcast. Yeah, sorry, keep going.
They get really into the thick of comedy and as a whole and improv, and really discussing the deep theory of it. And like that's a show that has earned its cred in talking about comedy. Even if you want to shout at them sometimes because you're disagreeing with them, like that's the beauty of that kind of a topic. Anyway, though, back to this. I think it's always said that the best improv is when the improvisers themselves are clearly enjoying themselves and having fun on stage and enjoying one another. And I've never played better than when I've played to entertain my teammates.
Yeah.
And those shows were like that. And I think they worked that well because, Chris, at that time, you didn't have improvised movie training. You just jumped
at all. He was,
if I remember correctly. Maybe I'm remembering.
No, that's true.
Yeah.
I thought that was so great.
Yeah. But you just jumped in, and there was an automatic trust there because there was a group of people who knew what they were doing. I had trust in you because I performed with you enough that I knew you were very good at just going with the flow and figuring out on your feet. And the thing is, with a lot of this stuff, as long as you understand narrative and you also understand just the basic tenets of the yes and the relationships and everything else, you can figure out well enough to get through it. And so enough of us knew the rest of the beats, and you were like, cool, I can just play very clear characters and play off of the rest of you and build and pick up as I go. And you fit in instantly. It was a natural thing.
I think the part that solidified it though, so after that show, I had to eat so much crow. And anytime like the name Chris Sanders was mentioned, I had to give Jet props. Like, hey, great find. Guy's awesome. Good dude. I hope we play again. Like just blah, 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 blah. But I remember, what was it? Like after the holiday shows, so that whole time I just had like this friend crush on Chris Sanders. I was like, he's the coolest dude. Like he's awesome. And then I think after like one of the holiday Armando shows we did where we're talking out in the fucking alley, and I gave everybody Amazon gift cards for presents. I don't know if you guys remember.
Yeah, I remember.
And then again, going back to being, I guess, ironic or trying to be cool or whatever, fucking Sanders pulls out a what is it, a Tommy Boy line? Brothers hug, and just gave me a nice hug. I was like, oh, cool. I think we're friends now. I'll take it. Super.
Real quick. Sorry. What's your name? Is it Jonathan?
Phil. It's Phil.
Phil. Cool.
You can call me Jonathan if you want. But
no, that's fine. Phil's good too. Listen, I got to do this brain surgery real quick. Can you fill in with me? You know how to do a brain surgery, right?
Hey,
You've done these.
You said Phil. Fill in. Get it? Like
I do.
That's great.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I wasn't even going for that, but I like that you made that connection with me. You seem like you'd be great at brain surgery. You want to jump in on this with me?
Yeah, let's do it. You can call me Jonathan if you want, but I mean, I don't want to step on toes.
I mean, at this point, I feel like I've committed to the Phil thing, so
okay.
I only have so much brain space. No joke, because I got to focus on the brain surgery here.
And I'll call you Al. Like you can call me Al.
Okay, my name actually is Al, though, so...
Get the fuck out. Your name's Al?
Yes, that's weird. You picked up on that. That's a great vibe. I am feeling this here. Oh, my God.
Right now.
We are going to do great brain surgery together.
I know we got to get to that surgery real quick, but can I just say, I'm feeling like brain waves between you and I. Like
right, yes.
Like, I'm not trying to be funny, but like you feel it, right?
Right,
like,
right.
Whoa. Okay. This might be the anesthesia talking, but I can see the friendship waves. Like
this guy gets
this is cool.
He does.
It's pretty cool to see the two surgeons that are about to, poke around in there. What are you about to do what you do? Pretty cool to see you guys just become
support is so nice.
Besties right in front of my eyes.
Absolutely, Josh, and it's so nice for you to recognize this in the two of us. Phil, this is Josh, our patient. He's the one who we're going to be cutting open, just chopping that head open here.
Hey, nice to meet
what's up,
you,
dude. Hey, man.
My name's Josh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Phil.
Hey, careful.
Yeah.
careful, my brain's open.
I see it tingling, man. It's funny because it's like, hey, unless I'm wrong, like when I talk to you, like I see like the little brain, like it's not a little brain, you got a big brain, man. I'm saying you're smart, but like it's moving.
Wait,
and it's like,
you see what else I got.
I was catching her.
You see that? This is great. You understand this sort of thing we see once we open them up. We can see so many things. We understand just by glancing at that brain what's going on deep inside that noggin. It's wild stuff. Yeah, but of course you know that as a fellow brain surgeon.
You like it when I mean
you just ordained
when
me,
I make them cheeks clap.
Oh, look at those lobes connect like that. Oh my God, I've never seen that. Oh my, this guy's hilarious.
Josh, with his brain, isn't twerking, but with his brain, he's working. He's working right now.
You know, it seems soon, but assuming you survive the surgery, Josh, you want to get a drink with me and Phil?
Yeah, man.
Whoa. Wait, I'm part of this? This is like a three-way now?
I mean, it could be.
Yeah, if we actually, you know what? I'm just gonna throw it out there. If you just want to jump in, I know you don't have any experience with this, but if you just want to jump in, I think if we pour like the Fireball whiskey directly onto the brain, it's like an instant buzz.
That just sure sanitize it. Ha!
Wow.
You should ordain him to be a brain surgeon too. Like
seriously, Phil. I mean, because of course you are already, so you know this stuff. But Phil,
I knew
it sounds like you, Josh. It sounds like you know your stuff.
Yeah. Oh, me? Yeah. I've been doing like brain since I was like not even man.
Wow. Yeah. Okay, I'm feeling this. Like, you seem confident.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Listen, we'll hook you up with some tools, too. We've got some things, they reach around in awkward ways, but, like, you seem to know what you're doing. And who knows their own brain better than them?
See, this is what I like about
Okay, all right.
Josh.
I wouldn't have...
It's like,
okay. Interesting choice. I would not have cut that, but, all right.
Look, I can't do the thing. Must mean I'm doing it, right?
Like,
okay, all right. Listen,
I love that song, and I don't want to miss a thing. Yeah, that's right. We're singing now. Maybe we'll do karaoke later. I'm just getting ahead. I'm sorry.
I usually like music in the operating room, but honestly, it's all licensed, so I can't play it right now.
Oh, do you want me to put on? Like, I'll put on the karaoke version.
Listen to this guy. He speaks Spanish, too. This is wild.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. The things you don't know about your own friends, who we are now. Well, we're all friends.
I mean, I'm looking at his medical record. He actually...
Oh, that's... that's funny. Oh, he's drooling. Oh, this is...
He's like a big old puppy.
Okay. Hey, Josh, you all right there, buddy?
No, he's fine. He's a man of few...
That's
those aren't words.
That's not good. Yeah. Okay. All right. Listen. We should let him clean up, and maybe he'll meet us. He can finish up. We'll get the drinks later. All right. Meet us at the bar. We're gonna scrub out, and we're gonna go. We're gonna pop down there. Right. It's right up across the street. Burke's, it's called. So just meet us there. All right. Josh.
Just remember, buddy. Olympian fireballs on your boy.
All right. Okay. All right. You close up. You got this, buddy. You got this.
It's our secret language. You
I almost missed him.
Come on.
Legit. This is that was a very visual sequence. The audience is gonna love that.
That's the type of friendship I'm looking for, man. Like,
yeah. Now the kind.
I think we're getting somewhere, fellas. Do you want to do one of the ads first before I get to you, Jet? Or
oh yeah, let's do that. We are missing Michael Hyman again this week.
God bless you, Hyman.
What an incredible streak he has just thrown in the trash and set on fire.
He's doing the Lord's work. He is actually in Africa right now. He is handing out 2020 Suns championship jerseys. It's
that's great.
Lord's work.
That's beautiful.
I actually
it's a real good cop there.
Thought for a second that he was in Africa.
Well, Josh just said he was in Africa, so are you saying Josh is lying?
Wow, that's very bad cop of you. We should probably get to that ad.
So I think, yeah, can you, I think you've got the recording of that one, Chris Sanders. Can you, I guess, hit play on that bad boy?
All right. I'll hit play on this bad boy. Damn radio. Nothing's ever good. $50 tons of fun! What's this? That's right! Stop on by and fuel up! For 50 tons of fun! Oh, hell yeah! This summer, from the people who brought you Big Mama's House, comes a comedy that's on a long drive. Trucking's just what I do. That's Big 10-4. I got your load coming up right now. See the underworld of the underside of the semi-trucking business. I got your load right here. Sweet, just leave it on the back. Burt Reynolds. Hey! Stars. In the role of a lifetime. If you're gonna work for him in his trucking business, just remember, don't cross the double yellow line. Oh yeah, and he hates his name. This summer, Burt Reynolds in Long Haul Sally's. Rated R.
God, I've missed his movies.
I already bought my fucking tickets. I am so in.
Yeah, you're also he's famous for just screaming "Hey."
Yep, no, that's his catchphrase. I mean, it's his whoa, basically. So yeah, this was the last. I understand this was the last film he filmed before he passed. Yep. It took them a long time to get this thing edited. I guess pandemic delays and all that.
It was similar to like a Paul Walker type situation. So they had to try to put together, based on footage they got his
brother to do some of the body doubling for it, like that one.
There's nobody, Burt Reynolds, older guy, nobody, his age that just had the same thing going on. It was a lot harder to find.
Digital, they had to digitally recreate him a lot. I'm hearing posthumous Oscar buzz for this one. So
move over Heathcliff Ledger. It's Albert Reynolds time.
Yes, that is what Burt is short for, correct?
I think so.
So, back to you, Jetski.
Mm-hmm.
You know how Peter betrayed Jesus on 3 separate occasions?
God, do I.
There's 3 big moments where I was like, oh shit, me and this Jarrett Kaufman guy, we're fucking friends.
Oh, I thought you were talking about 3 big betrayals.
Yeah, I was waiting for the betrayals.
Which you haven't done because we're friends.
Okay, all right, good.
So wait, what did
I say? I was going to do the number 3, guys.
Into this?
That was
y'all are being some bad
betrayals.
cops.
And betrayal. We really had to go negative here. I guess that's the bad cop, so we all feel the good cop moment.
You're mistaking bad cops for good friends. Sometimes you gotta show tough love to be the best friend.
Oh, what movie is that? The catchphrase from?
Dude, that's a fucking movie.
Yeah, that absolutely is the line.
It is. Did I plagiarize unknowingly?
No,
but it is now.
It's very good cop of you. So all right, so we had started. We were on a team, and I wanted to kind of just figure out who you were. I wanted to hang out with you to kind of figure out who's this guy, right? Because the note we had been given from our teacher at the time was you got to hang out with the person to understand them better so you do better work.
Mm-hmm.
So unfortunately, I had started hanging out with people almost from an academic standpoint, which is a shitty thing to say, but I grew up weird and a single child, so whatever. But
high five.
High five, buddy. Another one.
Mm-hmm.
No, man. The first time we did a show on the main stage, and it got so intense between us. The fact that you let me and you started dying on stage, and like I didn't think I was
having it. You helped build this scenario where I was this drunk and druggy, and eventually we're getting near the end of this narrative. And you set up the fact that I am ODing on stage. I think in that case in the wings, you told me go on OD.
Yeah,
and it's like I was there for it because like it absolutely fit with the narrative.
I needed
we were going
this to happen.
Which is super dark. Yeah,
improv, right? So, but the fact that you started like dying, like I didn't think, oh, his character's died. I was like, Jet's dying, like because you sold it so well. So that moment, so in the scene, like I'm trying to really revive this guy, and like I like unhurl this like slap, like. That came from like Mississippi or something. It came from way down south. And like the fact that I slapped you so hard wasn't the character stuff. Like I really cared about Jet. like and that whole show good.
Well, that was the funny thing was because after the show, you immediately came up to me and it's like, dude, I'm so sorry. Because you literally slapped me across the face.
Like the crowd went, oof.
Yes. And after like you came up to me, it's like, I'm so sorry. Are you okay? Did I cross a line? And I was so in it.
Yeah.
That I didn't know what you were talking about when you were asking me that because I did not remember you literally slapping me. I was just in that moment.
In a fugue state, I guess.
Yeah, in the moment. It's like I was in character. You were in character. You slapped the guy who was dying to wake him up. And I was like, that's, of course, the right thing to do. It never crossed my mind that this was potentially a bad thing to literally get slapped across the face by my teammate. It wasn't a fake slap. It wasn't a stage slap. You really slapped me, and I didn't care.
Yeah. And I think that's, correct me if I'm wrong on this, but like, I think that's kind of the thing with, especially with like improvisers or comedians is like, when you start doing bits or you're in the middle of that scene, like you enter like, I said it just a few seconds ago, but like you enter like that fugue state where you're just like on another level.
Yeah.
Like, I know on like one level it sounds weird where I go, me and Chris Sanders did a show and we both thought something was funny and we became friends. Like,
yeah.
Yes, that's technically what happened. But there's this weird level where we saw eye to eye with each other on a different thing, which just makes it that much better.
I think, I don't know if this is something you've experienced, Sanders, where like you get so lost in a scene that you lose track of the actors and you only see characters. Because it's something I've definitely ended up in where I know after several shows, so like a teammate has come up to me and said, "Oh man, that was so great when we did such and such," and I was like, "Oh, that was you." I had no memory of which teammate it was I was in the scene with. Well, no, I know that happened. In fact, I remember that happened with Sam Miller.
That's such a huge compliment.
Yeah, I think so. I think to both people, it absolutely is. I know there was a time when that happened with Sam Miller. I think it might have happened with Jason McIntyre at some point. But like, yeah, there was like a scene where we talked about afterwards, and I was like, I had no memory of who I was on stage with. I only remembered the character they played.
That is rad.
Yeah, I think that's a really powerful example of how deep you can get into this. And yeah, just as Chris just said, like it should absolutely be taken as a compliment because the other person embodied that character so fully,
right?
That's all you saw.
So I would say that was the unconventional part of it. The conventional part was after that show. I think that was the first night, Jet, where you and I closed down iOS, just drinking, fucking sharing stories, just being quote unquote dudes, you know? That was very important to me. And then the second time, you asked me to be like one of the best men at your wedding. Like
that did happen, yes.
Yeah. Sucker. Like no one has ever asked me that before. So like the fact that someone asked you that, it's like, oh shit, we're on a different level now. Nice.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And at that point, like I knew we were good for sure. I like using this phrase, and I've mentioned it before, but I think I hit another level where I became like where I like to imbue myself as like Uncle Josh to like your family, you know?
Sure.
Like, you know, I'm not really Uncle Josh, but I'm your dad's friend, Josh. And it was like, you know, you've never put on any airs that you can cook, but like, and it meant a lot to me, truly. Like the fact that you let me orchestrate and curate and produce like your Thanksgiving dinner for your whole family, like meant the fucking world. You know what I mean? Like,
it meant the world to us too, because that year, this was all pandemic year, right? This was last year that this happened.
Yeah.
And my wife Sari always does amazing work for Thanksgiving, and it was a year where she just started a new job. I was stressed enough, and of course we had the pandemic stuff going on, and it was one of those things. It's like we're gonna order a meal. We're just gonna, this year we're gonna do one of the Boston Market or one of the what are those companies, and just do that. And that's where we were gonna go, because I didn't have the energy in it. I'm not incapable of cooking. I'm incapable of all of the work that goes into it.
It's a lot.
If I can psych myself into doing the work, I'm capable of it. I know, the tools, and I know how to follow recipes, and I know the ingredients, and I can manage. But I can't plan a meal because my ADHD kicks in hard, and I get overwhelmed by it, and just it's too much. And so you really stepped up. This is a team that we regularly talk and advise one another. I mean,
it's great.
Chris, you regularly give fantastic health related advice, since that's something you've definitely been in a place where you're taking seriously. And
Chris Sanders is a good looking man. I mean, let's be honest.
This is the narrative.
But going to the cooking thing, I think, especially with both my parents, they were, the way they showed affection was like buying you shit, right? Especially since I was only child, it was easy to do that. Oh, you want this? Here, have a Sega Genesis, kid. you know? And of course I appreciate that, but I think I guess my love language or friendship language or whatever is like acts, deeds. I like, if I was a cat, I'd be bringing you dead birds all the time.
Until you said deeds, I was afraid you meant the body spray. So,
body acts for sure.
Yes,
well, that too. I mean, some of us have to be cool as well.
Mm-hmm.
So like cooking Thanksgiving dinner, or when we had the barbecue, and it seems like a million years ago. What was that? June or July? It was June, right?
June, yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't like. I could have just been like, oh, hey, I'll bring the cups. It was like, no, I got to bring not only ribs, but I got to bring 6 ribs and like 18 pounds, not like some mac and cheese, 18 pounds of mac and cheese is just way too much. Cheese. Well, thank you.
Yes.
But it was like, this is how much I care. Which I can understand sometimes it's overwhelming, but I guess that's the flavor I am, I'll send Sanders
overwhelming text, hey, is your flavor.
Up? He's just like, yeah.
When have you ever described how something tastes as overwhelming?
It's better than underwhelming. That's all
man, these are good. How are those wings? Overwhelming. Oh, that sounds fantastic.
Oh my god.
I gotta try.
This is the friendship you got into, Sanders. I'm so sorry. I apologize. I know I'm a lot. I'm sorry. I'm just telling you that now.
You're an acquired taste, and that taste is overwhelming.
Actually, that feels like what Doritos should use that as a descriptor.
Yes. Well, remember, they had their Doritos Extreme line years back, which I did a commercial for, and that
they're
absolutely should have been. Right.
That should be Doritos Extreme. They're overwhelming.
Yes.
Just don't do it.
Their slogan was bold and daring, but I feel like their overwhelming would absolutely have sold better. So amazingly, Michael Hyman, on a week that he is not here, managed to procure 2 advertisements for us. I don't understand how this guy works this hard on getting us sponsors all of the time, consistently, and even when he's not here, he's pulling in double duty. But
you know how you said earlier, I'm the guy who likes to bring in the talent, right?
Yes.
Hyman's the guy who likes to bring in the ads.
He does.
Now I was like, hey, Mike, he's like, don't worry about it. I got the ad. And I was just like, all right.
Yeah, and he sent 2 of them. So, I think he emailed this one to you, Sanders, as well. I don't know why he's got such an affinity for Sanders at this point. I'm the host, and Josh.
We all have an affinity for Sanders, okay? I just said how overwhelming.
Oh, that's true. We spent the entire podcast talking about that, so I guess it explains itself.
I think it's very clearly documented.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so separate tape for this one. Guys, has this happened to you? Babe, I really want to get busy. Oh, not right now. There's nothing romantic. I don't see anything romantic anywhere. If only the moon were out. Damn. How can a dude control the moon? Now you can. With That's No Moon. That's right. That's No Moon. Comes in a convenient teardropper because it's a liquid that you will surreptitiously drip into your significant other's eye, with or without their knowledge. And what does it do? Well, being made in the USA, it's already filled with carcinogens and other awful products. But it's not as toxic as you'd expect. Just enough to very quickly cause a cataract on the user's eye. And conveniently, that cataract looks like a full, sexy, romantic moon. The liquid creates a cataract that is solid, yet flexible. A lot like Gore Vidal's choice of sex partners.
Fuck.
If you've been having trouble getting laid lately because there's nothing romantic for your lady to look at, guys, you need That's No Moon, so you can get back to tooling around.
Oh my god,
I'm so glad we have Michael Hyman pulling these ads.
The what do they call them? The marital aid industry just gets more and more creative on a regular basis. That's a new idea I'd never even considered before. Because there's nothing more romantic than a full moon in the sky or in the bed.
Yes.
Thank you.
Let me ask you this. So I think we've firmly established what type of friend I am, the overwhelming variety. Question for both of you guys. What type of friend are you, and how long have you known you were that friend? For example, I said I was the overwhelming friend, and I knew I was the overwhelming friend the first time I called my buddy and I left him 8 voicemails in a row. Which, by the way, Chris Sanders, so sorry. I didn't mean that. I was just trying to connect.
I think it's different. It played different roles in the different friend groups I've been in. Like I've bounced friends in every stage of my life. Technically, I still have friends from like as far back as I think 6th grade when I moved to Schoolcraft, where I started 5th grade there, but 5th through graduating high school. So some of those guys, I haven't seen them in person in years.
Sure.
But we still connect on social media, yearly, like text, happy birthday text.
That's great.
But that's a very different type of friend. And the friend that I was growing up was the very different. I was never the cool friend. And then, like in the Army, totally different groups of friends in there too.
So within the confines of the super legit comedy crew, the greatest comedy crew of all time, what's the Sanders slot?
I'm not qualified to
to self-evaluate like that.
Yeah. Also, I have no I have no options. You're asking me to come up with out of thin air, from an infinite number of possibilities, exactly what type of friend I am. Talk about being the
overwhelming friend, Josh.
Fuck you guys.
Yeah, no, that's a hard one, and I think it's also one of those things where it's like it's like nicknames and I forget. I had this comparison point for something else the other day, but it's that sort of thing that other people have to describe on your behalf. You can't really self-reflect. I mean, you jokingly mentioned being overwhelming, and then we played with that too, because there's obviously way more to you than that. I mean, you are you're definitely the the leader type friend. You're the support friend. You're the one who shows up to move shit for people friend. You're the the cook friend, etc. So there's a lot more to you, and overwhelming is the joke answer, but it's not your actual answer. And everyone has their overwhelming moments. You absolutely know how many private conversations we have where I'm the one who sends you 5 texts in a row about something, and you're like, Jesus Christ, Jet, just chill the fuck out.
You're lying.
So yeah, I think everyone has their special roles. For me, as far as friendship goes, like I grew up also an only child. I also was homeschooled, so I didn't develop school friendships. I had many friendships with people that I worked with. And so and then, in my first marriage, my ex-wife was the extremely social one. And so the social groups that I hung out with were her friends. And I sort of made friends with some of those people, but never to that deep level where I felt like they were truly my friends. I always felt like they were the people who tolerated my presence. And that may have been true. It may not have been. I have no idea. But probably not till really my 30s did I start to truly make friends. And it took even longer to really believe I had made friends. So evaluating what kind of friend I am and everything, there's definitely many angles. And to some people, I could definitely say a terrible friend. To other people, I can say, a pretty decent, supportive friend. To many people, it's, a distant friend. And especially in the age of Facebook, the idea of who and what a friend is changed a lot. Social media changed what kind of connections you can make with people. And I have a lot of distant friendships. I have people I really, really like, and I actually legitimately think I see as friends who I have never met and whose faces I've never seen outside of an avatar.
That's crazy. Yeah. I wish I could do that. That's awesome. And I think you guys both have a point where you can't quantify it 100%. But I'll say for you, you're like, at least for me, but I think it applies for the whole team and podcast. You're such like the voice of reason, man. Like you just, and I'm jealous about like how cool and like, it's not nonchalant per se, but like, it's just, you're so measured and like, and it's the right measurement because you're usually always right about something, which for a guy like me, who's so like dropping in 5th gear, 100 miles an hour, let's go full throttle the whole time. The fact that you're like, hey, maybe we put that in 3rd, Josh, on this. I'm like, oh, okay.
Well, and you're constantly shaking me and going, dude, just scream about something.
Or sometimes you'll be like, Josh, that's a great idea. Like, for example, hey, I think we should be a team. You're like, yeah, super legit's great. We should do this. And I was like, oh, hey. So yeah, good call, Jet.
Thank you. Well, I'm not sure what else there is to say here. I mean, we've spent the last hour specifically just calling out what great friends we are, which has just got to make riveting material for people who aren't us.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, they get to learn. I think it's important that they've been listening to our millions and millions of fans that have been listening to these voices, that they start learning like the inner group dynamics of the group. Like, for example, I've listened to so many minutes of like Foo Fighters and Metallica and Pearl Jam, that the fact that I get to know like the little inner history about them, and like when James Hetfield and Lars Ulrich actually really became friends and like their history, I think people want to know that. And like, I think that's why it's important that we've both firmly established, and Jet, I think I can speak for both of us, correct me if I'm wrong, that we're both lucky that we have such a cool friend as Chris Sanders, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep. And on that note of what a cool friend Chris Sanders is,
next
bring
week
this episode of
on
Super Legit
VH1's Behind the Back Wall, we learn about the friendships and the ends of friendships
What?
In
No!
the world-renowned super legit crew.
I would like to thank Chris Sanders and Josh Spence for joining me on this episode.
The moment I knew I wanted to unfriend Josh was the moment he said he was overwhelming.
I would like to thank all of our listeners and remind you to subscribe to us on your podcast service of choice.
Get vaccinated.
100%.
I would love to get your reviews. Give us a 5-star review on every review service of choice and tell your friends about us. Quick thanks, as always, to Matt Walker for the intro and outro music.
New album out. It's spectacular.
That's it, guys. I think this wraps it up. So if there will be no further revelations about friendships, we can call this one to a close.
Suck my dick.
I think I should start recording now.
Yeah, against my better judgment, go ahead and start recording now.
I don't believe anything's on. Oh my time, I kicked the door on its hinges just so I could move on. Oh, oh,
Anyways, before we start recording,
Yes.
Chris Sanders, Senor, really happy you're here, man. I always love doing anything with you, man. So it's I know it's only like one episode you missed, but like with the gaps between, it's like been forever. So
I know I'm generally the coolest friend of any friend group. So
Yes.
I didn't say coolest.
You're the Joey.
yeah.
Well, but you are the coolest, so.
Yeah.
And he's definitely our Matt LeBlanc. No question of that.
Eats a lot of sandwiches. I get it.
Yeah, you got it. You understood what I was putting down.
I want to talk about that once we really start recording. What's it like being the cool friend?
All right.
I've never known what that is. Wait, Sanders, I'm sorry, hold on. Jet, between you and I, which do you think you're the cool friend? Do you think you're my cool friend? Or am I your cool friend?
That implies either of us is cool.